Welcome to the Business Gamer Podcast Season 2 premiere. Look, I know it's been a tough year for the Business Gamer Podcast. We've had approximately 0 episodes come out this year, so that's why I thought I'd launch Season 2 right fucking now. If you're listening to this, then you know that Season 1 is completely done. Do not go back and listen to Season 1. It is completely trash. I've had to scrap the whole thing from my thoughts. I never want to think about Season 1 again. So you're probably thinking, what the fuck's happening Season 2 then? Why bother if Season 1 was trash? That's a good question, and maybe in Season 4 we'll get back to that. Alright, that's enough preamble bullshit. We're going to get into it. This is going to be a Christmas kind of themed episode. I'll mention some Christmas references. That'll be a bit of fun. It'll also be a bit of a recap for 2019 because I've had 0 episodes come out all year, and I know you've been wanting to hear my thoughts about certain games and stuff that's been happening, so I'll mention some stuff. And it'll also be a new beginning for the podcast and for my life, and yeah, things are looking good, and I'm having fun gaming and making some new, shout out to the new friends I've made this year. All 3 of you have been great. You haven't responded to my messages, but apart from that, it's been great, the game or two we've had, and I keep sending you invites, and that's alright, you probably didn't get them, so I understand. So I'm going to start with a game I've probably played the most this year, and that game is Rocket League. Now, Rocket League I have a on and off relationship with. It's on when I'm playing it, I'm playing good, things are happening. Off when people are being toxic to me and I'm playing bad, and I should get toxic messages because I'm playing bad and I am bad and I shouldn't feel bad. But I probably like Rocket League the most because it's the perfect game to listen to a good podcast, not this one. Don't listen to this while playing Rocket League. Listen to a good quality podcast about anything or music in the background. And, well, actually, it's more in the foreground because Rocket League can be a game that you just play in the background, when you're not having a super competitive game with maybe doubles and you have to coordinate, talk to your teammate. Just doing a bit of casual or mucking around, selling some items or whatever. It's good. It's been out since 2015, I think, and I know it's had some recent issues with it's moved to the Epic Store. You can still get it on Steam, I think. I don't know exactly, but the item prices and the rocket passes and all that, whatever. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the game sometimes, but it's just so fucking fun. It's just wall to wall, ceiling to ceiling, action, balls, fucking boost, you name it. It's got everything you need for a good, fun 5-minute game. Yeah, so that's Rocket League for 2019 review. I'll give it 5 out of 5 for doing in the background. Alright, let's talk about some AAA bad boys. We got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That was pretty fun. I like the campaign. I'm still enjoying the multiplayer. The DLC has not been pushed too hard. And then you got Gears of War 5. That's a AAA game, Microsoft exclusive. I played it on the PC Games Pass. I'll probably talk about the Games Pass and how that all works very soon. But Gears 5, the campaign, you're playing mainly as the chick, Kate, in the series, and I found it was pretty varied, and, a lot of people didn't like it. I think they're getting a bit sick of the Gears formula where the gruff dudes and gals just get behind cover and, shoot locusts and other things, and they lay down suppressing fire, and then you move to the other cover section and you flank and blah blah blah. But there's some interesting things added in the campaign. I don't want to spoil anything, but it gets a bit emotional here and there, and it's kind of good when it does that, but you don't really care that much. And the ending, I don't know exactly about the ending. There's a bit of a divisive decisive moment that I won't spoil. But the multiplayer, it's pretty good. Had a bit of fun. It's still not as good as Gears 1 or 2. That was really the just classic Gears formula with the Nashes and the Lancers, and they don't really have to change much to make that fun. And I have to talk about Control. Control is similar to Alan Wake and Quantum Break, because they're both by Remedy and they're both third-person action adventure. You have abilities, you have a couple of basic guns. Well, you have one gun which transforms into 3 other different guns. You've got a pistol, shotgun, sniper rifle, and a kind of charge rifle beam thing. Oh, the story is just so good. I've been walking around, sucking up all the information I can, talking to the side characters, actually giving a shit about the world and what is happening, and like it gets a bit weird, but it's very artsy. It's got some nice architecture and decor, and it's visually very exciting. There's a lot of cool looking areas, and like you're just in the one building, but it isn't Fear 1 where you're in an office building most of the game. You're in an office building, but when I say office building, it's more like fucking 6 different kind of areas. And the graphics are pretty cool, the effects are pretty cool when you just push people around, and the physics, like when you like push someone, all the papers blow up and all the shit goes up in the air, and you can muck around a bit. It's a bit of fun. And all the cutscenes in the story, yeah, it's just a really complete package. Alright, so that's the gaming part of the podcast. Who wants to talk business? Yes, let's talk business. The stock market rose approximately 3 points today, with the ASX looking a bit down, and then the I'm not going to do that. That's a bit fucked. No. When I say business gamer, I'm talking about like microtransactions and maybe the business side of gaming. I'm not gonna. This isn't a stock prediction podcast. This isn't a investment podcast. All right, so put your fucking wallets away. I do not want to see any of your money. All right, so I've spoken a bit about games throughout the year. I know I said just AAA games so far. I have played indie games. I do support indie developers here and there sometimes. There was one indie game that, well, there was probably a few, but the Disco Elysium game by, I don't know what the developer's called. So that game, it's basically a big text adventure, and you're kind of walking around a map or two. But it's very good. It's like, they call it a detective RPG, and it's basically you're a detective. You wake up, you have no memory, and you're trying to solve the case with your partner, and it's in some weird kind of I don't know, Dishonored era of time, and there's been a war, and there's a lot of stuff that's been happening, and you don't really know anything. So it's a classic wake up, don't know what happened, let's try and ask everyone, what was it talking about? And you're a bit of a drunk, so that affects the gameplay, and that's why you have no memory. So it's got a lot of political stuff, it's got a lot of interesting dialogue options and gameplay elements. I would recommend checking out Disco Elysium. I think that's how you say it, not Elysium. Yes, we have word at the... Yep, thank you. It's Elysium. Check out Disco Elysium, please. Alrighty, now I promised some Christmas stuff happening this episode, because for me, at least, if I release this now on 12th of December, Christmas is only 13 days away. That's less than 2 weeks of sleeps for the big red man to whatever appear. So we're going to do what everyone does on their gaming podcast, which is sing along to a Christmas jingle. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you Christmas. Fucking slow down, fuckhead. Goods you bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bring us some figure pudding. What the fuck's a figgy pudding? No. Oh, sorry guys. You search on YouTube Christmas carols and you just expect a good Christmas song, not We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Oh, I'm really sorry to disappoint everyone, but that's fucked. Yeah, sorry about that. I know you're probably thinking, what's my game of the year for 2019? Now, I don't like to bring everything down to just one game or even one part of a game, or I've had some good moments and I honestly can't remember what they were, but throughout the year there's been some great gaming moments that I've had alone playing single player, or maybe socially with a friend or two, if when they get back to me. Please just fucking message me back. I'll fucking call you out of my podcast. Yeah, so no game of the year for 2019. Alright? If you want fucking game of the years, then tune in tomorrow. There's the Game Awards, they're giving out awards for games of the year. So, stop asking me what my game of the year is, please. Alright? Alright, so I'm very surprised if you've made it this far into the podcast because I'm about to finish it up. Give yourself a pat on the back if you've made it past the 12-minute mark right now. I'm just so happy we've been able to have this one-on-one chat, alright? Just me and you. So I'll give you a bit of a look into what I'm thinking of doing for this season of Business Gamer Podcast. It's obviously not just a 2019 thing, but the year's basically over. I thought I'd kick it off because I'm basically finished work and I've got some free time, and I might even... Who knows when the episode 2 will come? Probably not before the end of the year, but maybe I'll get excited and pop one out, as you do. But basically, they'll be at least monthly. I'll make sure I do them at least monthly. They could be a bit quicker than that in occurrence, but I'll probably try and make them around 15 minutes, and I'll try and keep them pretty focused on specific things. I won't just ramble for the 15 minutes. It'll hopefully be similar in content to what I've just produced now. Feel free to send in any ideas or things you want me to talk about, and I'll tell you to, keep it to yourself. Alright. But, send in a little message saying what you've had a good gaming moment, or you've had a bit of a breakthrough and, you finally got your rank to Bronze 3 instead of Bronze 2 in Rocket League. I know when I did that earlier, that was a real breakthrough moment. That was fucking sick. But yeah, I'm here. I don't know what it rhymes with here. Greer. And I just want to play games and have fun. So cheers to you. Thanks for listening. Tune in soon. We're going to have a great season of Business Gamer podcasts. And as I always sign off, Business Gamer out.